This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes, and while we strive for a respectful and inclusive environment, we acknowledge that certain topics discussed may be sensitive or offensive to some listeners. The views expressed by hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily represent those of the podcast or its sponsors. Please exercise discretion, skip or pause any distressing parts, and we appreciate your understanding and open-mindedness as we encourage conversations rather than cancellations. Take that woke elsewhere. Thank you.
Lost in Talks Podcast.
Welcome to the Lost Talks Podcast, episode 123.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Me and Kevin here tonight. No Smitty. No Ian.
2 dudes, 1 pod.
2 dudes, 1 pod. Pause. Something like, though.
You know, have you seen the Cameron and Mace clips of them just saying pause for like everything?
Yeah.
It's funny that you would think like Mace is a pastor or like a preacher or something, right?
Or
minister
was.
or
One
something?
of the,
Yeah, like one of
something
those
like
things.
that, yeah.
It's funny that those guys are like just as immature as like everybody else,
Yeah.
you know? If
Yeah.
not more so. Like
And again, it's a New York.
yeah, that's
It's
true.
mainly a New York
This
thing.
guy Cameron said like he wanted some water and then he's like, just throw it and I'll catch it. And then Mace is like, come on, pause.
yeah.
Now you drinking it.
That's fucking jokes. Man. No, definitely pause is one of my little favorite things to do. Again, mainly just because when you have the perfect timing for the pause,
Yeah, exactly.
it's
yeah.
just it's great.
It's better on the ones that you wouldn't just like if you
Yeah.
didn't say it, then you wouldn't even notice it.
Exactly. You
know?
have to break it down in your
Yeah.
head. When you have to break it down, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like even that one, I had to break down quick for a
Yeah.
second, you know? You're throwing
Yeah.
it back. You'll throw me that. Yeah, that's wild, yo. That's pretty wild. But yeah, man. We're here. You know how it gets sometimes. You know, sometimes the week is just weaking.
Yeah, just weak, bro.
Weak. The week is weak, yo.
It's what the shit happened.
Yeah.
But not really, like not anything that you could get into a real conversation about.
Yeah.
Like off the top, we could just say, R.I.P. to. I wish. What do you remember?
I can't remember his name right now.
Like I literally just looked.
If
it
we're
up
being
too.
real, they had one smash, you know?
Yeah, one smash. Yeah, one smash mouth.
One
R.I.P.
smash.
But honestly, that's enough to still like. I get it. Why? Like, it wasn't a thing where it's like, why am I seeing this so much in the news?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, man. Shout out Steve Harwell, bro.
Yeah. R.I.P.
That's that's the formula, bro. Make one song, get it in Shrek, fucking just
And then blow.
ride.
It was
that
already
shit.
a hot song.
Yeah, just coast. That shit blew it up.
And then it blew it up again. You know what I mean?
That must feel so nice when you're like, oh fuck, bro, momentum's going down, and then just something.
A
random,
movie
It
drops.
just pulls it back up.
A movie drops that you signed off on,
Yeah.
a year ago that you forgot about.
Yeah. They probably forgot about it too. Yeah.
That's amazing though. But yeah, R.I.P. To him, and prayers up to everybody part of the Smash Mouth community.
Yeah.
I really don't know if they had any other hits like that, but
Yeah.
y'all, all you needed was that one.
Yeah. Exactly.
All you needed was that one, and that's what it's about, I was gonna say like how I wonder how like songs like that get made up, and then I wonder if he knew.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this is the one.
That specific time period too, like the 90s and 2000s, it's like there's songs that only belong in that era, but it's also like they couldn't have been made at any other time. Like they're almost like not advanced to like what's going on right now, but it's just like so out of the box. Like it doesn't sound like anything. You know what I mean? Like it's just completely its own thing. And
But it sounds like the time.
exactly, yeah. And then you put it together, and then do you know like, yo, this is the one.
This
like
is
we
the
got
one.
one.
Forever.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
be rich forever.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. But it's crazy to think he was having I think it was either kidney
Liver.
It was a liver.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was told he has like a week,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and then he just passed.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't
Would
even know
you
what
would
I
you
would
like the warning though?
I don't know. I think so. Is
the
just
warning
like
better than just the
just taking me out?
Yeah.
I've always wondered like
yeah.
yo, when I die, how much am I gonna actually carry?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have as far as I know, we have some moments after you're dead
Yeah.
where you're kind of there-ish,
Yeah.
doing whatever, whether that be floating around or I don't know, just seeing darkness or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything I would be cheesed about, like in the moment, like fuck,
Yeah, just some stupid random thing just comes into your head like,
Yeah.
fuck, bro. Why'd I do that?
or they, oh shit, man, I left something there. They're gonna find this.
Yeah. I think that would be the I didn't delete my search history.
Yeah,
That would be
man.
the only thing I'd be cheesed about.
That'd be the worst shit. Or you just, or for whatever reason, you just left some porn up on your screen. You know, just for whatever reason, you left. You
left
died.
a porn tab on your phone,
Yeah.
like for no reason.
Yeah,
You never
facts.
do that, and it's just
Yeah.
for some reason you're just like, fuck it.
Fuck it, and you die. And you're like, fuck. I know my mom is gonna have to.
Yeah.
That'd be fucked up, man.
I wonder. I mean, I'm sure it's possible. Like it happens. Like you put in your will, like yo, burn my phone, burn my computer, fucking.
Yeah, I don't know what my requests are gonna be.
Yeah.
Probably destroy the computer.
It kind of sucks because it's hard to get, like there's probably like some photos that would be nice for people to keep and shit or whatever.
That's why a lot of people just go into your shit like that
Yeah.
after you pass, because like, oh, we need these photos, da 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 da,
Yeah.
or we couldn't get into his Facebook. Like maybe if we just try on his computer,
Yeah.
he might be logged in.
Yeah, true. Yeah, somebody signing on to my fucking Instagram to tell people what's going on, bro.
Yeah, and they just
Going through your DMs.
let me just
and
check
shit,
his
bro.
DMs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's wild, bro. Or you have like a wife, and she's like, "Oh yeah, let me just check the DMs
Yeah.
and just message everybody and let them know." And you just see bad bitches just, just all of them. Like, yo,
You
that
find
was
the
fucking
burner
crazy.
account, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
burner.
God.
Holy, what the fuck? This is the real person that you were. Oh, okay. Da, 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 da.
Damn. You don't really hear about that, like people like exposing somebody who died after like their partner had bare DMs or like bare affairs and shit.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I think it's just not even
keep
worth
it to
it.
yourself. Yeah.
I wouldn't really expose a man like that after
Yeah.
they pass. I'd rather you be here
Yeah. Facts.
personally
Yeah.
if I'm gonna expose you and put all your business out there, because then you got to deal with it. But if you're gone, then what's the point?
Yeah. That's true.
What's the point?
That sucks for the person. They just gotta live
Hold
with
that.
it. Yeah. Just hold that. That's crazy.
Hold that. They'll probably go and vent to somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But yeah, man, you just hold that, yo. Do with that. That's just you. Whatever.
Damn. Death is a crazy thing, bro.
That's a crazy thing, man. But hey, it's part of life. I just hope when I'm gone or when I'm going, I got the computer deleted,
Yeah.
everything's handled. You know what I mean?
Hopefully by then it's just the
You know what?
It's the link or whatever. When your brain
Yeah.
dies, your hard drive is gone too and wiped and
That'd be lit.
Yeah.
Actually. So yeah, you know what? I think I do need that week
yeah, facts. I wouldn't
just to
even
go back. To
I wouldn't
that.
even tell anybody. I would
Yeah.
just be
Yeah, I
handling
wouldn't
my
tell
business.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just
Maybe-
handle my shit.
Yeah, maybe you get it done in like 4 or 5 days, and then
Yeah.
you let everybody know.
No,
Oh, yeah,
that same day
I
they
only
tell
have-
me, bro. I'm sitting at home all day. I'm not even telling nobody a word, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna deal with that ASAP. Just deleting history and whatnot, That's fucking jokes. But yeah, man. Yeah, the week has been kind of slow-ish. There's been shit going on, but nothing crazy. Right now there's a big fucking storm flood thingy kind of going on at Burning Man. Somebody has passed allegedly, not because of the storm, but of other causes. I'm guessing. I'm like, what? Drugs?
yeah, probably. Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
dehydration or
Yeah.
whatever, exhaustion. It's always one of those, right?
Yeah, Kevin was saying before we started recording something funny. It was like, oh, the people that attend Burning Man, they are the specific type of people usually, and it's funny how they can kind of reach into their what is it, their privileged bag in situations like this, when a lot of the time, even though I have been hearing it, a lot of the time you should just be coming together to kind of stay alive and survive, which I've
Yeah.
heard some, has been kind of going on with some people.
Yeah,
But, some others have been getting real privilegey and angry at the situation. But I feel like there's nothing you could really do.
they literally just told people like, "Yo, do you want to just be stuck in mud and traffic for a few hours,
Yeah.
or do you want to just spend an extra night at this place you already spent fucking 5 days at?
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be this place where you would theoretically never want to leave, right? That's the type of people who go to these to Burning Man. I would
Mm-hmm.
assume it's like maybe it's not an experience that like supposed to last forever. You only want it to last for that 4 or 5 days or whatever, and then as soon as it's gone, or as soon as somebody tells you you can't leave, obviously, yeah, there's that thing that flips in where you get into. I think about it as like, the worst people on earth are those people at the airport who just are fucking just they give you that antsiness, like it comes into your like mind because of how like no announcements been made and they're in line waiting to get on the
Doing
plane.
shit.
Like what?
I hate people like that.
And those people are gonna be everywhere. Yeah, you hear about this storm happening. People are gonna want to get the fuck out as soon as possible, just only because people are saying you can't leave. Or so there was a viral video of Chris Rock and Diplo getting picked up by some fans because some people decided to just start walking. I don't know. They said some people did like a 6-mile trek. I don't know if fucking Chris Rock and Diplo were walking 6 miles in the mud, and Cindy Crawford. But Diplo said that he wasn't sure if there was going to be like some cannibalism or people were going to start stealing their shit. The cannibalism probably was a joke, but I think the rich people were concerned about like people starting to like loot and steal or whatever. But it's like I was just kind of reading through some of the other headlines and stuff too, and it was like I didn't realize like how privileged Burning Man was. Like it's mostly like tech bros and
it's those
it's like you would think it's not poor people, but like not all rich people, and it's mostly like exclusively like rich people.
You got to think about it again. How are regular people going to get out there?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what it is. How are they going to get out there, and do they have the money to miss work for this? However,
that's
long
facts.
This event
Yeah,
is, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that I know that go to Burning Man are white.
Yeah, yeah.
White. I'm not gonna say they're rich, but they got some money and they're able to kind of free up their time.
Yeah. And I imagine, especially in the past, like 5-10 years, it's probably become like a tech, San Francisco, fucking Silicon Valley, like
type of thing.
Like Joshua Tree, you hear about that shit where man's, they just want that like spiritual experience, and those guys are already like microdosing and shit every day. And stuff too.
Exactly.
So they're kind of it does make sense. Just you would think like if you have like this kind of like older kind of just like very beginner interpretation of what Burning Man is, you think it's like hippies and people who aren't doing anything normally in their day to day, but it's actually people who are making the most money. And there was actually like a climate change protest before the storm happened, where people were kind of like activists were lined up protesting the carbon footprint that's left by the festival every year, specifically the private jet that people take to get there, which I heard about Taylor Swift too. That's like we talked about that. That's a huge
thing.
The private jet fuel usage or whatever.
Oh no, I'm not mad at it. I don't know if I'm mad at the private jets.
I mean, I don't know. Any one of those fucking people with a sign, like I get it. That's you're passionate about climate change, but like you're not hopping on a private jet if you have that money, bro.
You're gonna say what? No. All right, man. Sit in economy in the middle seat, and then we'll talk about private jets. I don't know. Like if I had access to one, I'd definitely be using it as well. And a lot of the shit with the private jets has to do with them. Not even you just flying the shit yourself or being in it. It's them having to store it and move it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is where a lot of the fuel bullshit kind of goes on, which I can understand. Because even they say that cruises are like a really like one of the top reasons why the world's gonna fucking implode.
Yeah.
Which I definitely understand.
It makes sense.
Huge boat with a fucking Wendy's and all this extra shit on the boat.
People who are there just to fucking sing once a night. You know, like people who are there just to like take people around or like just tell them what they can do. You know, there's so much extra shit.
So much extra.
All the food that's being wasted there, man.
Like, all the employees that they have there just doing whatever they're doing.
Yep. Yeah, people you don't even see who are actually just like operating the boat. Then it's like double, right? Like, it's like imagine a ship that has this fucking crew, but it's not like there are people on that boat who are like just chilling or helping or serving the people who are chilling. It's like a boat fills all the people who are working on that boat. Now you have that plus all these people who are like,
guests.
yeah.
But it's not stopping me from going on
Oh,
a
no,
cruise.
yeah, no,
I'm
we're-
definitely trying to get on. I'm still trying to get on that cruise that I missed. Like,
Yeah.
I really want to experience that. I feel like that would be a better type of vacation compared to just touching down on the country, you know? what I
Yeah.
mean? At least I get to experience the ocean a bit, wake up in different places, and, you know, do different
I gotta
shit.
say, yeah, the sleep that you get on the boat is like it's an underrated. It's one of the top
Yeah?
like sleeps. Yeah, because at first you think like, okay, how am I gonna get used to this? But then you're in your bed and you're wavy already, and
yeah.
then you just feel that just a nice gentle rock. You know,
Oh,
it's
nice
just
General Rock, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
and
you're
then
being
just
held.
it's not a loud sound, but you just get a little bit of the water.
Uh-huh.
You know, you get a little bit of that like the engine or whatever. It's just a very
That noise. I get what you like,
Yeah.
almost like a white noise
Yeah.
kind of just going
Yeah.
on. I get you. That's the type of shit that I like.
And too, yeah, when you're like, you know, yeah, during the day when you're out, but at night there's something about just like looking out and it's like it's almost pitch black, but you just see like a little bit of the moonlight bouncing on the waves. It's an experience you won't get, like we can't get, you know, because we're not fucking nobody's on boats anymore. You
Yeah,
know?
like that. Exactly. But yeah, no, definitely gonna be experiencing that one day. Even with all the bullshit that's going on.
Yeah,
Because you just got to. You
Yeah.
know? And who am I to say no to an
it's
immersive
happening
experience?
anway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So what are you really stopping?
Yeah.
You know? I've always, because even just thinking about, I always think about that guy still. The one that jumped into the water.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is he? He's dead.
Yeah.
But I just wonder where the fuck he's at.
Yeah.
If he's in a shark's gut.
Yeah.
Shit
Damn,
now.
yeah.
Or what if he got to an island or something? That would have been crazy. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
I don't know, man. But shouts out to you. Shouts out to you, bro. You know, I forgot today was the first day of school.
Yeah.
So I'm outside. I woke up this morning. I had to go to work, and I had been working the whole weekend, right? So I was tired. I'm like, you know what? Let me take a Uber today or a Lyft or something to get to work. So I go. I walk my dog. I come back. I'm about to order up, bro. Tell me my prices are $70, $80, $90.
What the fuck?
$90 for a Lyft with a 10-minute wait.
Holy fuck.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was so lost.
Yeah.
And then I was on the road and I'm seeing all the kids that head to school. I'm like, oh shit, this stuff is happening again.
Kids are taking Uber like that, bro. Like to
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the traffic.
Or just traffic in
I'm
general, maybe, yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, it's first day of school. A lot of the parents, they want to drop their kids off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just make sure they're
Yeah,
good, they're
yeah,
straight.
yeah.
You know, kids are starting high school. And
Yeah.
even just starting kindergarten and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of the Uber drivers themselves weren't even available because they were
Facts.
doing that.
That's facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just crazy to see. I haven't seen the city packed up like this in a minute. It really looked like some apocalypse shit because we were gonna go on the highway and then he was like, "Fuck it, like the highway's packed." So he switched the route and the road was just the regular road was fucked.
That's crazy.
So he's over here switching routes. It took me, how long? Usually it takes me 20 minutes just to get to work in an Uber. It was a whole 45 minutes. I was late.
That's crazy.
I was like, this is fucked. And I had a ride canceled. The driver canceled. One of them canceled on me.
Damn. That's the worst too now, especially with I mean, obviously, man's always pick the wait the latest time and save,
Yeah.
and then to have somebody get up to like the 2 minutes or 3 minutes and then cancel, that's
That's so annoying,
bro.
especially when they're on their way. The man was
Yeah.
close to me too, and he was like, fuck
Yeah,
it,
I hate
you
that
know?
shit.
You know what I also hate? When those mans don't, when they accept your ride and they don't leave from wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah,
They might be at home
yeah.
or something. And you're sitting there, it says, oh, they're 5 minutes away.
And it just says that for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, bro.
I hate that. Yeah,
You're fucking finessing me now. and if you cancel, you might get charged for it.
yeah,
Because they're so close and it says they're on the way.
yeah. Yeah, I don't get why they can cancel like so easily, but
Yeah.
but the customer can't.
That's so annoying. I always have to consider, I'm like, damn, am I going to get charged for this?
Yeah.
Even though I could probably argue and get my money back,
Exactly,
I just don't have
yeah.
to go through the whole fucking process. Because now I'm here having to take screenshots of all this and
Yeah.
that and the time and blah 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 blah.
It's like they know that too, because you never get like a quick response with the customer service.
Yeah.
It's always like they wait. They're like, hold on, I'm dealing with this.
Does
and
he really want this?
They wait like 3 minutes, and then if you leave the app, you can't get back
Yeah.
to the screen, bro.
So
like,
fucking annoying. Same thing with like Skip and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I hate
bro.
having to make a claim or whatever.
Yeah.
For those things.
And you know what they do? Yeah, we'll give you some credit.
Yeah.
Bro, give me my money, bro.
I know.
Fucking assholes, bro. Always with the credit. Like, you guys love to take some money and just not give it back, you know? You just want to hold it, you know?
And you never you get like whatever $5 off your next meal, and you don't even take it in because it's doesn't do anything for that.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You forget that you even got that.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, do you have a first day of school memory that you like has stuck with you over the years?
First day of school. I was just thinking about yesterday, where I was like, this is like historically like my least favorite day. You know, Labor Day. I always hated it, but it was just like, it's always the summer is too short.
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to fucking school. Like it's always we can go to CNE or we can go here, but that doesn't change the fact. Like, I can have the best day of my life, but it still doesn't change the fact that I gotta go to sleep early or I gotta like wake up the next day, you know, for something.
Yeah.
I don't really remember like for many first days of school, to be honest.
The one stands out to me is when you came to Fleming the first time, and the mans were just there. And I was like, hey.
Yeah.
That one, and then
I remember that day actually, because I was the only new kid, I think, because everybody was like helping me.
yeah, I think you were.
There was like some exercise where you're supposed to like you take a name and figure out who that person is or something,
Yeah.
and everybody was like helping me because I was the only like new kid. I remember
And and it was funny because you were the new kid, but that was my first time back.
yeah.
Because I had been going to private school. So it's like I knew mans, but it was just like different.
Yeah, because
So
at that,
it's-
which is crazy too, because I was only 2 years,
Yeah.
and at that time though, like that's half your
Forever.
life or whatever. Yeah,
It's forever.
Like there literally could have been kids that were in your class the last time and forgot about you, or you
Yeah.
forgot them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like 2 years is enough for that, even though it's only fucking 20-30 kids at a time too. Like
That's how it was.
Yeah.
Because even like then, I wasn't even talking to Sampreeth like that.
yeah,
Like that's only in grade 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That's when I got close to Sampreeth. And then what other first day? First day again in grade 9.
yeah, I remember that too. Yeah,
Going to Don Mills Collegiate. I'm deep. I'm like, shit, yo. Should I have just gone to West Hill? Like, and that was just wild. The first person I met was the first person that talked to me was this girl. And I was like, okay, this is a good start.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is a good start. Sick. Da, 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 da. And she was cool. I'm not going to shout her out, but she's cool. And, but I later found out, you know, she had some feelings for me, but I just wasn't feeling her,
Damn.
you know?
yeah.
I just wasn't feeling her, unfortunately.
Was it like late, like pretty late into the thing, or do you think it was like kind of just like that early? You know, sometimes you just have like a crush on like that first person that you meet, kind of thing.
I think it was a little bit of both. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
found out, I knew from
Yeah.
like that first day.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
girl's feeling me, whatever.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really feeling her, but I'm like, she's cool though.
Yeah.
So maybe we could be friends or something, but I'm not touching this ever. But yeah, we drifted apart during the year, and I think it was just because it was getting awkward. Because I'm just like, yeah, you're cool. Like, that's it.
Yeah. I always hated that about like, yeah, I don't either. Like, yeah, I like talking to you, or
Yeah, I like talking to you.
or
you know?
like I just don't I just don't hate your company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're cool, but
Yeah.
it's like you're a boy too, and you just don't know sometimes how to just like talk in a normal way. To
Yeah,
girls,
exactly.
you know
Even
what I
now,
mean? Like,
still. I'm just,
yeah.
Even now, but
It's just how you're kind of conditioned, where you kind of grow up learning how to talk to women in a kind of a objectifying way or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
not like that direct. It's just kind of like you're always like leaving your options open or thinking about, is this a potential?
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. As a guy, especially.
Yeah.
Because guys, just like, let's be real. It's just like, you see girls, you're like, okay, yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
And that's within the first couple of seconds.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, yes or no. Okay.
And the only thing that changes about that is like when something about their personality is
Exactly.
revealed, and you're like, oh wait, now it's a yes, or like
now it's a no.
Yeah, now it's a change. Yeah,
Or that post-nut clarity comes through.
Yeah.
Because you busted that nut. Like I said, guys, just practice busting that nut before you go talk to a girl.
Yep.
And then you say, you know what? You're not as interesting as I thought. I
Yeah.
was just horny.
Yeah.
I was just horny.
It's crazy how clear it comes into view sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also that grade 9 year for me as well was good just because, and I hate to just center this around like girls and stuff like that, but it was the first time I really recognized, I fuck with talking to girls and chilling with girls more than I do guys. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's just different. Even though hanging out with the guys is always legendary.
Yeah.
You know? I learned that in grade 9, just being able to talk to all different types of women of all different types of attractiveness and just made me more comfortable with approaching them and saying wild shit if I needed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was also talking to this other girl. She was like mixed. She was like white and like I want to say some type of Asian. I'm not 100% sure. And this was like one of the first girls that was calling me out of the blue. Like I'm just at home trying to watch some YouTube videos and shit like this, and she's calling me to talk, and I'm like, okay, But then as I got into it, I'm like, oh, this is how you talk to girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, this is what they're actually interested in, which is nothing I'm interested in, but this is how I could pretend like I care, you know?
Yeah.
So it was definitely a cool experience, especially that first year. And that girl that introduced herself the first time, that I was like, yeah, no. It was just awkward all the time because I saw her on the bus. We took the bus all the time together. Most of the way home.
Yeah, that's tough.
And you're just like,
Yeah.
well, after we kind of figured out, yeah, this is not happening.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I get into a relationship with Teresa, and she's there on the bus with us.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, this is odd because we don't talk anymore.
Yeah. Those bus rides were tough, bro.
Those bus rides, yeah.
There's only so much fake sleeping you can.
You know,
pretend to
those
do.
fake. Oh, I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. Any other ones? I think those are the main two. Grade 9, grade 4. Those are the main two.
I'm trying to remember. I remember grade 9 just because I was like ready, and then it was just like fucking. We just went to our first class, but there was no class. It was just like you just figure out you get your schedule and shit. I was like, oh, this is it. I'm at home. I'm home at like 11 or something, 12.
Yeah.
I was like ready to like.
Oh
take
yeah,
it on.
facts. Yeah, because it's a short day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a half day.
And then the second day, I was not ready. I didn't have fucking pen, paper, nothing, like no binder, nothing.
Yeah.
And we just got right into the shit.
How was your high school experience?
It was okay. I think I would have enjoyed going somewhere else, like somewhere where I didn't know anybody. I think I would have been just a more rewarding experience, just to like put yourself into like a
different
new place.
Yeah.
Especially growing up here in Malvern, like, you know, my whole life, just like going out. Because like when I went to York for the first time, for example, like I was like, oh fuck, Jewish people go to like are in Toronto, like
they're real.
Yeah, they're here. Like it was crazy, like
With the curls and everything.
yeah, it was such a. It wasn't like a crazy shock, but it was like, oh shit, like there's other people out here, you know.
Yeah.
So just experiencing, I guess, like another part of Toronto or Scarborough even, because you know we generalize Scarborough, but Malvern's very different from other parts.
From other parts of Scarborough, yeah.
Because Don Mills is borderline, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's on that. Like it's more similar to the west end of Scarborough, northwest end of Scarborough than it is
the East.
Toronto or like
Or, yeah.
this
Oh, yeah,
part,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like it's kind of its own. North York is or East
North
York,
York,
is very,
it's all its
like
own thing.
Yeah,
It's an interesting place.
yeah.
I like it. For me, and I love saying this, high school for me was, I think it was one of the better experiences that I've had just overall in life. I make the jokes that, oh, me and my friends, we peaked in high school. Just because when I think about it, I'm like, bro, I shouldn't have been as cool as I was in high school. Like,
Yeah.
there should have been, like when me and my friends we reflect, we're like, fuck. Like we were actually the guys. Like
Yeah.
when it came to grade 12, we were like,
Yeah.
we were those guys.
Yeah.
And we really shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't have been given that much power and responsibility at that time. 'Cause I'm like, yo, there was nobody like cooler, even though there really should have been.
Yeah.
Because if I'm the cool one, like I'm a cool guy, but like I was never that cool. So I'm like, if I'm the cool one here in the whole school, me and my friends, we're those guys. I'm like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
This is very disappointing.
That's how I felt too.
This
yeah.
roster is just
By grade 12 too, I was just
bad.
like, oh, we're the default, like, you know, like
Yeah.
all arounders kind of
yeah,
thing. You know what I mean?
yeah. It
Like
was so
obviously
weird.
there's people who are more into sports, or there's people who are like, I don't know, they're more into like we had like the white section where they, you know, they were cool in their own way of like smoking and fucking playing music or whatever. And then there was like the, you know, like that was it pretty much actually. No, it was them and then it was us.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, we shouldn't have been the cool. There should have been like the cool kids.
Yeah, the cool. I don't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, where were
Like
the
you
cool?
were trying to, I should have had to try to feel like, yo, I want to get in with
Get
the cool.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like I could run down all the other ones from the years before, and then I got to my year, and I'm like, oh, is this what it's like? This is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, maybe they're just as bad as us. You know?
Yeah.
Because I was just looking back because me and my boys they came to my place and we were just like talking about high school and shit like that, and then I told them this. I'm like, bro, it's a problem that we were the cool kids, and they're like, nah, we weren't. Da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, I had the yearbook, so I
Yeah.
bust out the yearbook and we run through it, and we're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
There's nobody else,
Yeah.
bro. It was literally us that was running shit, and I'm like, yeah, it's not a good roster, yo. Not a good roster at all.
I wonder if that's like just is that just an American thing? Is that just like a movie thing, or like
know.
are there actually no actual cool kids?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because I could only experience it once.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it too. It would be nice to like go to high school multiple times, you know, just to
See.
just to learn. The more that I grow up, the more I realize like everything is high school. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
When you're in elementary school, it's different because there isn't as much of like the clickiness and like the beefs, because you know, just like our hormones haven't come in yet. And you start to feel it kind of come, especially us, you know, not going to middle school. We went to K-8 and not having that like 7-8 like transition period where there was that shit that was going on, but it was still very much just felt like elementary school. And then you get into high school and you understand like people start spreading out, and yeah, obviously you can mix groups and everybody to an extent is cool with everybody, but there's still that kind of like
Yeah.
a little bit of the hierarchy and divisions.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
There was shit like that I didn't realize of people who would like that I never talked to in high school who thought of me as like a bully or like a
Yeah.
like, oh, look at him, he's that prick, or he's that
Yeah.
like he's that dickhead. And
Yeah.
yeah, I was, you know, but like not to you, and like not so like I wasn't fucking publicly bullied. I mean, I was, I guess, but not like
I know what you
know,
mean.
not like crazy in a crazy
I know
way,
what you mean.
know?
It's just
And-
like they just heard stuff about you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's their perception of you, and
Yeah.
you never said a word to them,
Yeah.
and they just run with that.
yeah.
You know? Yeah, I remember one of my crazy stories. I can't remember if I told this here. It might have been way back when like Zach was with us. But yo, there's this fucking guy that what happened? It was just some dumb story. I think Zach or somebody made a joke about me like masturbating or something like this. And this Christian kid, he literally came up to me in front of everybody and asked if I was a chronic masturbator. And then he rolled with that story for so fucking long. All the little Christian kids are like genuinely concerned with me. They're like, bro, you have a porn addiction. And I'm like, bro, this is not what the fuck this is. And I'm like, bro, and I'm in high school. Like, let me beat my shit. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about?
That's
Fucking
jokes.
horrible. So I know, yeah, a few men think I'm a chronic masturbator and I have a porn addiction. And I could say I definitely am not a chronic masturbator. I might have a porn addiction.
Who doesn't,
doesn't?
bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Who
This day and age, dog, like
You know?
if you're judging mans about that too, then either you have a porn addiction too, and then you're just trying to, you know, take the blame off you,
Yeah.
or I feel like it's weirder if you don't have a porn addiction
Exactly.
nowadays. You know what
And
I
I'm
mean?
not even like a porn addiction real, you know, because those guys will go and cancel plans to beat off.
Yeah.
Me? Nah, I'll show up.
I'll fit it in.
I'll make it happen.
I'll know what my day is like, and then,
Exactly.
I'll plan
I'm
accordingly.
not stuck at the computer for that long.
Yeah.
Just give me an hour. Give me
Yeah,
an
I've
hour.
never fucking been like, yo, my bad, bro. Like,
You had to be.
in the shower, or
Yeah.
ran into some traffic or something. Nah.
I had to jerk. I had to jerk my shit before I left. Fucking jokes. But yeah, high school. Yeah, high school was definitely a better experience.
Yeah.
Better experience than fucking college and university that I both attended.
And the thing with those two, is what I realize is like, at first I thought because I was just going to, I was going to a school that was like closer than my high school. Going to UTSC is just like an extension at a university. But then you go other places, you see the dynamic of other people and stuff, and then you get into the workforce too, and it's just like, oh, this is just high school. Like,
yeah,
pettiness, fucking relationship drama, all this shit. Like, it's all
still
the same.
being graded.
Yeah,
Yeah. All this shit.
Like,
shit.
people tell you that the shit doesn't matter, or that you're not in competition with people and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's still that same fucking rat race hierarchy,
And
like,
that's when you start learning. Oh, a lot of people haven't grown up.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not as mature as you think they
Yep.
would be. That's when like the realities of the world start hopping in. Oh, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to afford this.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I thought, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do this. Da 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 da. Yeah, nah, bro. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you start wondering like, yo, why would people take up this job, or like why would you be busting your ass for something you don't even want and all this stuff. It's just like, yo, shit just happens.
That's when you start wishing you.
And then you think about it too in high school. It's like, did you really want to take that class, or did you have to take it because it was a requirement for STEM and all this bullshit? And the scheduling conflicts, and you could only take this class or whatever. That's a whole. Like, think about all the classes you took and all the classes you didn't take. Like, I can't be a doctor now because I didn't take science classes or whatever, for example. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit just lines up, Like, I took art in I picked art in grade 8, in grade 9, just because I was just like, I don't know music, and I don't want to do drama. And then that's it. Art is the only choice you get as an artistic, And then the next year I was like, oh, I do want to take drama. And then they took me in Sanpreet out of it because we didn't take grade 9 drama. That's bullshit. They gave us computer science. Like, it's crazy.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Cheeser. Fucking fuckery.
That's life, though. You don't get this one thing. They're just gonna give you something else, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. I think the thing with high school as well is just it's your first time really getting some freedom.
Yeah.
And you could just go and do stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you could really like just stay out late. You're going to parties and shit for the first time, drinking for the first time, doing other drugs and shit like that.
It's pretty much like all your firsts. Are,
it's the first time.
All the good firsts. Yeah.
It's the first time you really meet mentally ill people.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this guy's gonna kill somebody. Or he's gonna kill himself. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And
he has a fucked up home life, and you don't even know anything about their home.
Yeah. But you just look at them, you're like, oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Those kids in grade 9 smoking cigarettes and like, damn, bro, what did you do?
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened? Or
looking
what happened in your
looking
life?
like 26 already, like 30. They're looking 30 already. Like,
I'm like, yep.
They're looking older than the teacher. Like,
yeah, it's also explaining to.
I remember when I started seeing like the pregnant, and like the people with kids coming in. I'm like, you're 16, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah, I was explaining that type of shit to my cousins because they're in high school, and I'm like, yeah, bro, high school's a trip just because you meet a lot of people, and you can kind of see the path that they're gonna go down.
Yeah.
But then when they start going down those paths, especially the negative ones, and you get older, and then some of them are dead or in jail or this and that, you're like, damn. Like, that was just your destiny. Like,
yeah. You had no control over this 20 years ago. Like, somebody could have told you this is what you're gonna. Somebody could have told you your future, and it was shit, and it happened.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah,
no
like, there's nothing
you
you could do about it. Yeah,
crazy to think.
Those kids that you see like in class like once or twice, and then they're just gone, and you're like, what the fuck happened to them? You think about them every once in a while, and you're like, they could then. 10, 15 years later, you just don't even, you don't remember them. You don't remember their names, but you're just like, this could be this person, or like, you know what I mean? Like, and you're like, this is, and when you were a kid at that time, you're like, you knew that this is where they were going. You know?
It's a trip.
Yeah.
It's a fucking trip. Because yeah, there's just so many people that I know that are just not here.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I could have
Yeah.
called that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe not the way you went, but
Yeah.
you were gonna die younger.
Yeah. Yeah. People who are like, you know, like blessed to see fucking like 20 or
Yeah.
like, you're like, yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
And you know the people who you had you had a suspicion that they were gonna be like teachers growing up.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking like you know on TikTok you get those like nostalgic posts like
Mhm.
POV, this is your childhood in the 2000s or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, do you think that teachers get that feeling
Yeah. They do.
every day? Is that like part of the job in a way where they didn't not that they didn't grow up, but like they still have a kind of tap into that like childhood part of their memories where like they can resonate with like the first time that they went into the gym, into the, you know, the equipment room and saw the hula hoops
Yeah, the
and
basketballs.
yeah.
And you never seen that many basketballs
Yeah,
in your life.
yeah. And you see the fucking little bikes and you're like, yo, why don't mans get to use that
Yeah.
shit during gym? And you know, and like, do you get that? Does that nostalgia still kind of like kick in when you're a teacher?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does. They probably just have a closer connection with everything. And that's why they probably even chose those jobs too.
Yeah.
Because like I want to be able to help these types of people.
Yeah. And it's a. You think like it'd be a very, you know, rewarding and easy job to some, you know, I always go back and forth sometimes where like, you know, being a teacher would be cool, but then most of the time I'm like, nah, man, like kids are fucking assholes.
What was do you remember our fucking, our computer teacher, the guy, remember that dude?
What
In the
was his name?
library?
Yeah. Mr. Ullman or
Was it Mr. Ullman?
Yeah.
Tall dude?
Yeah,
big
yeah,
ass
yeah.
Chin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Whenever I think about him, I remember him telling us his story. He was like, I was a bad kid.
Yeah.
I did all this shit. And he's like, yeah, I became a teacher.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's probably the best thing that I've done. Because he was reasonably cool. Sometimes he'd be a hard ass, but
Yeah.
he was reasonably cool. But it was always interesting to me because I always thought you had to have this clean record
Yeah.
to even be a teacher.
Like
and
you would have
actually
to be the
smart.
fucking teacher's pet, you know,
Yeah.
bringing in an apple every day if you wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like. I would say most of the people that I know now who have become teachers were like they were girls, they were women, and they were that kind of. They were fucking at. You know, we were on the student council and they weren't even on the student council and they were doing more work for the student. You know, they were
Yeah.
in the helping out the teacher at recess and shit. You assume that you had to be like either that, you know, that dedicated to school, or you loved learning, or you loved school that much too, you know,
Yeah.
like you loved coming to school every day.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Boston Talks Podcast.
All right. So it's end of summer now. What are the plans for the rest of the year? What are you doing?
Whew. Yeah, it's crazy how fast this year went by. Man.
I know. I don't know what to do. I'm like running out of time. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I thought I would have done by now. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. I stopped thinking about it as like once like August came around, I'm like, okay, I'm not thinking about like, okay, what do I got to do for the end of the year now?
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking about like, you know, applying for grants and stuff and like applying for jobs and like contract work and being like, okay, for how much I'm going to have at the end of like 6 months or whatever. So like thinking about it like that
Okay.
instead of, yeah, trying to just like plan ahead in term and like, because that's not something I ever really did before. It was like just add up how much money you can make over a certain amount of time. I'm just trying to do that now.
That's
and
good.
Just slower plan it out, because that's the thing that I started realizing once you get older is like, oh, okay, yeah, time kind of just fucking just runs away.
It's just going, yeah.
Yeah.
Time's always going to keep
Yeah.
moving with or without you.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. I don't know what I'm trying to say the rest of this year. I don't know. This fall, I just hope this fall is a good fall.
Yeah.
I don't have any real aspirations other than doing some mushrooms soon.
Yeah.
I just want to do some mushrooms before the weather gets too hectic.
Yeah, facts. The mushroom spots are coming out crazy in Toronto now.
Yeah, man.
Getting the fucking $5 coupons everywhere you go
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I've seen them all over the place, so
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. Cause
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to access now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like even when I've gone out and stuff like that, I'm like, there's always just a mushroom spot open. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just funny to see.
Yeah.
It's just great that we're getting into this whole mushroom mode right after the weed stuff. I'm hoping that's going to be good and clear in like 3 years,
Yeah.
3 to 5, if anything.
That could change the kind of like nightlife game a little bit,
Yeah.
like it makes you kind of think about drinking a little bit differently, because I feel
Yeah.
like for a while now drinking has been the kind of the carry of the
Uh-huh.
of the nightlife, but it's not sustainable,
I
especially
prefer not to drink,
Yeah,
honestly. I
yeah.
like drinking, but I prefer not to. Like, I could smoke all night.
yeah,
I'd rather do that.
exactly.
I'd rather just smoke all night long. and get
I
a little
like
tired.
the drinking days, but it's when you're like, oh, I got this weekend or I got this long weekend, and then you're trying to drink 2-3 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not, you can't keep up with it,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the drinking is
And it's always
done
like there's that sweet spot, but you can't just drink another drink once you're out of that sweet spot.
to come back to
You
it.
know, whereas you smoke. Couple hours later, you're like, okay, let me get back in the zone. It's not the same as like that first high or like that high that you had after not smoking for a while or whatever, but it'll get you to where you need to go. Whereas like you can't just like have a shot 2 hours later, I'm coming down, have another shot. Like it doesn't work that way,
Exactly, yeah.
and then it just fucks you up too. Like you just stomach wise and shit. And
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the mushrooms can be incorporated into the nightlife overall. Other than obviously just taking some and just calling it a day, I just want to see what other things they can come up with.
yeah.
What other edible stuff we could do, and how else we can enjoy the shrooms, especially with some more research and whatnot.
Yeah, if they literally dropped the research for so long, and now they're just getting back into it into the last whatever how many years, and it's helping out all these different mental and psychological illnesses and things like that. We don't know. We're just not even scratching the surface on what we can do with this with this natural shit. Not even shit that's like synthesized. But even shout out acid too. Like that's something too that was created in a lab chemically, but it was created to help people.
Yeah, exactly. That I still haven't done either. Still haven't done that.
I haven't even done like an actual dose of it. It was like a half.
It's a half, right?
Yeah.
I still haven't done that shit. But I do just miss the feeling. I just want to get in touch with nature again soon, just to make sure I'm straight. Just clear my mind a little bit.
And it'll just in general too. It would be nice for just everybody to do it. Not that everybody needs to have this fucking deep spiritual experience, but just like people who do have it, you don't have to. Because when somebody asks you who hasn't done it, you're like, "What's it like?" And then you sound like this fucking druggie, or you sound this conspiracy theorist, or like this. Oh, there's all these colors, and you can't explain it. Like the whole point is you're not supposed to be able to put it into words.
Exactly.
Like that's the experiences. It's not describable, and just for people to have that experience, and then also just I feel like everybody has something that's like bringing them down, and at the very worst, even if you have a bad mushroom trip, if that just takes your mind off of it or makes you realize like there's a bigger thing going on here, I feel like at the very least that's what always happens is you get this kind of like
that's the one reason why I tell people, oh, you should do mushrooms.
Yeah,
because there's like some people, like even this
they have a stick up their ass, you know what I mean?
There's something going on with them, and I'm like, bro, if you just tapped it, you'd go through hell, but it'd be like worth it.
Yeah.
You'd go through a lot of emotions and stuff like that, but it'd be worth it at the end of it because you'd be like, wow, I got through that. And that's what I like about the mushrooms. It's like I could feel horrible having them. And every time I've had mushrooms, anytime I've gotten to a bad or a low state or place, the weather just always changes to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It gets darker out.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit colder.
yeah,
Or it starts to rain.
yeah,
And then once I get through it, all of a sudden the sun's out again.
yeah. And it's just nothing happened. Like if somebody else was observing you, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. You were just sitting there.
Yeah, but the whole world changes around you, and you just finally you look up at the leaves fluttering, and you're like, oh fuck, or you see the waves, and you're like, oh shit, and then everything just you can't. There's no words for it,
It's
like
hard to explain.
yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's something that people just need to experience for sure. Definitely change.
I was I've been reading what's it called, how to win friends and influence people. You know that
Yeah.
I think it's either the first or like the first most popular like self-help book. And one of the things they're talking about is people talk about the weather, or they talk about small talk because it's kind of like a temperature check, to kind of, it's an easy way to throw out, oh, it's hot today. It's kind of just a way to get a sense of like where people's mental state is at, know. And once like you start to see that people like rely on small talk because they're like uncomfortable getting into like deeper conversations, but also they're so focused on wanting every experience that they have with people to be like this, like no negative energy, or like no like real negative shit to get into,
exactly, Exactly.
And then you can feel them like they're fake, they're projecting this like fake happiness onto you, and then when you're like, you're not sad but you're not happy, then they you start feeling like the self-consciousness that like you're depressed, or like you're sad, or thinking you want to get into like some dark or deep conversations, but it's just like, no, you're just like kind of grounded, you know what I mean? And it's like you can tell when people are like talking just to talk, just to fill space, just to like alleviate that. And it's not like there's an awkwardness in the air, but it's the awkwardness comes from them not being able to like talk about these things, and I feel like mushrooms is just one of those things that just helps that, because you don't need to talk, you just fucking experience and just it becomes clear without you even need to put the words to it, right? And that's one of those experiences you can't, as much as conversation is great, and like if you listen to a podcast every day, or if you just converse with people every day, you could find things that would inspire you or make you happy or make you see like that type of clarity that you get with mushrooms, but it's just so much faster and just more like powerful, know. It's just a different type of experience that you can tell that people haven't had in their life. For me, it was like one of those things where it's like, it wasn't like this, like, it was a completely new experience, but it wasn't like something that it was more of like a confirmation of like those moments when you're just fucking in life and like nothing, there's no, I need to be here, or I'm doing this, or I need to be happy because I'm doing this. You're just kind of just like chilling, How many times does that happen when we were in the basement here, where like we're not doing anything, we're not even talking to each other, but we're just, things are cool, what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Things are nice.
Yeah.
And like you can tell people don't get that enough in their life. And mushrooms can be just like that easy way to get there.
Easy way to get there.
And I can understand, for people with weed, like it doesn't affect people that same way. And same with me, like it doesn't obviously have the same effects as mushrooms, but it's that same kind of like just mellows you out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's weed just with a little bit of extra.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's this girl I work with, and we walk to the bus stop together like all the time, right? And we usually just smoke and talk, And there's something I've been observing about her, which is hilarious. Shouts out Carla. This girl like loves clouds, right? And I told her about mushrooms. I'm like, oh, yeah, have you ever done them before? She's like, no. And I'm like, yo, if she ever did mushrooms, like, bro, it would change her life, because that's all she does. Every day we're walking, she takes a picture of the clouds. And I'm like, bro, if you could just see these clouds the way I've seen these clouds, and you could appreciate them even more, it'd be fucking wild. But she has her own shit. Like I could tell she even tells me, and she probably just wants me to share all this info, but she just tells me, oh, yeah, she's like, yo, I'm damaged. Like, I'm not, she's like, I've been through shit. Like, I just, I don't want to do something like that and then
Be
get into a bad mood and you know,
Yeah.
and go down a dark hole. But I'm like,
Yeah.
in my back of my mind, I'm like, but maybe you need to.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
See, that's the problem too. I feel like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that like I've had the same level of trauma as people have.
Yeah,
had,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But like I've had my deep dark thoughts. And
Yeah.
like I've been stuck alone with them for for time, and like it's not as bad as you think. I don't know. You know.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because especially after doing mushrooms,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just a moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just a moment.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You get through it, you're fine.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at everything. Because once I started noticing the weather was always changing,
Yeah.
depending on my mood, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's what's happening. It'll pass.
Yeah.
It doesn't always rain.
Yeah.
It's not always dark out.
Yeah. And that makes you actually appreciate the sun
Yeah.
more, is when you get to go through those experiences. I feel like the best mushroom trips I've had have been having that little bit of like kind of like, oh fuck, what's going on, into
Yeah.
coming into like, oh no, everything's
stress.
blessed, you know, like
The stress where I gotta
Yeah.
breathe it away.
yeah. For me, it's like, yeah, my body starts hurting, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
tighten
or I
up
get
and,
like really tingly. I'm just
Yeah.
like, ooh.
yeah.
You know? It's like all my past trauma is just trying to jump out of me and I'm trying to hold it in. I'm like, whoa, dude. Just relax. But yeah, man. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people need to experience it. I know we talk about mushrooms here all the time, but it's just because we've had like really good experiences. Haven't had a bad one yet, but I also haven't done, and I think I need to soon, a really high
Like
dosage.
a hallucinate, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like crazy hallucins, but just like, you're like,
I think I got to do like a 5 grams.
yeah, just enough to say you had like an experience, like the all the experiences we've already had. Like you can't really talk about them, but that one is like,
Yeah.
like, just like,
I think I have to do that soon.
yeah.
I don't know. This next paycheck, I'm gonna see how good it is. I'm gonna get some mushrooms. I'll let you guys know, just in case you guys want to dibble and dabble.
I would love to do a mushroom pod, but like, there's no way.
There's no way.
planning that
There's no way.
to do like anything like.
There's no way. We would have to split that one. We have to break that one up
Yeah.
because I would be quiet for a good amount of
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It would be better as maybe like a TikTok video, because you'd
Yeah.
have to just chop up
it. Chop the whole
the
thing up.
parts where maybe man's talk. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Maybe we said a couple things.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Because I thought about that too. I'm like, that would be sick. When you think about it, really,
or
like,
just like a time lapse
No.
or something. You know. Like,
yeah, yeah.
And even then, it would just be man's probably just like this the whole time. Like,
Basically,
You
have
know?
you seen those videos on YouTube where bands they like do a hero dosage and they just lay down on their floor, yo,
yeah,
and it's like them just laying down on the floor for like an hour,
yeah.
and then they come out of it and they're like, bro, all this shit that you didn't see, they just went through. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's crazy, man. It's fucking jokes.
I wonder if there's gonna be a time where, when Neuralink comes in and shit, where you can like feel people's, what's going on in their head. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you don't have. I don't know. Like, you don't have to know
Yes.
exactly what's going on, but you just get that.
Yeah.
You're just in your head. You're just in somebody's head. Like.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
Like being John Malkovich, I feel like it's that same kind of feeling,
Uh-huh,
where
uh-huh.
like you're just there, like you're just seeing everything and you get it.
It's like you're reading people, but just on a different level.
Yeah.
You really actually do understand. You're not fully guessing. You're like, oh, I could tell something's up.
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
with that, you'd be able to be like, oh,
You
this is
just
what's
get
going
it.
on.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to
Yeah.
know what it is exactly,
Yeah.
but you just fully understand.
Yeah.
And you can comprehend what they're feeling. That'd be crazy.
Like I was on the bus the other day, and these two people walked on, and they had like tall cans in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So then the girl, it was a girl and a guy. The girl like I was in that first seat when you walk up the stairs, like right by the back door.
Mm-hmm.
So that girl like posted up on the glass screen, like coming out of the back door, and then the guy went like behind me. So he starts like I had my music in, so I didn't hear everything, but I just started hearing some shit behind me about like him yelling at somebody about like, you don't know what it was like for our generation to pave the way for you guys, and you're on your phone now, and said some shit about like the Rastas had a gun to
God.
my head and all this stuff, and I think he fell, and then right as the like the peak of the rant was coming in, the girl like looked at me, and we locked eyes for like a second or whatever, and I felt all of the sadness in her face, and I was like, oh shit. And then 10 seconds later, I look back and she's like in tears, and then I think right at the moment he fell down, or right before that, the bus stopped and she got off, and then he got up, and I don't know if it was his ring or her ring, but like some guy picked up a ring, so I don't know if she like dropped her ring. I don't know if they were married. I don't know if she like
what the whole
threw her
situation.
ring off or whatever. I was just like, I can't do. None of us can do anything about what's going on right now. All we can do is just fucking pretend we're not listening, even though everybody is listening on this bus.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like we can't. There's no way for any of us to like help us and people out in like situations like this sometimes.
Yeah.
When all it would require is kind of what I was talking about, where it's just like if we were all just like in her head at that time, it was like, yo, I feel you. If that was all I was able to like communicate to her, was just like, yo, and him too. I was like, yo, I get what's going on. Like, I don't get it, but like I get what led you up to this point, and I don't worry, it's just this moment in time right now, you know. But we can't offer that.
You know that also is just the way society is too.
Yeah.
Just because I like I'm one of those guys, as corny as it sounds, bro. There's sometimes I see just a regular woman, and I'll be like, wow, she looks great.
Yeah. And
I want to tell her, without seeming like a creep. Like I just want to genuinely tell you, yo, you look great today.
Yeah, because you could tell like they need it more than like that bitch who fucking wearing, like you know, she's holding her heels walking downtown at night. Like, not that they don't need it too, but like there's some people who you could tell like
you could just tell it would mean a lot. Yeah, if I just said you look beautiful today.
Yeah.
But no, I can't.
Yeah. There's no way of saying it. Yeah.
No way at all. Or if like there's sometimes even I've seen like you're talking about girls that crying or something like that, and I want to approach and be like, "You okay?
Yeah.
Just check in.
Yeah.
Even if you tell me to dip, I just want to check in. But I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah. Because the first thing you think is like, oh, I'm just trying to take advantage.
Yeah,
something, you know?
exactly.
Like,
No. So I just hold off. I'm like, I'll pray for you.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do. Yeah, which is crazy because like I don't do that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's like,
I don't end up doing it.
But I make a mental note of it.
You're
like,
a thought in my mind for like 5 minutes. Hope you're okay.
Yeah.
But that's it. But yeah, man. Like I wish I could approach, especially women.
Yeah.
And just offer some of that.
Yeah.
You know, but I just know that it would just come off the wrong way, especially. You know? Big black dude just walking over. Yo. Yo, are you good? No. That's not good at all, bro.
Yeah.
It's stressful. But yeah, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I have to like build up something with people to even be able to do to do that, you know? Because that's how I am, especially women. If you're like my friend, I'll tell you. I'll ask, I'll check in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll make sure everything's good. Because I could just read people just overall like that, you know? And I feel like, being able to at least, because we don't do that enough as humans, we don't check in with people enough. I feel like that means a lot. And
it's not always like that person is going through the end of the world type of situation. They just need that thing where it's like somebody just to kind of, doesn't need to be their best friend or their fucking therapist or their family or whatever. It can just be like a random person, just like, you good?
Yeah. And I could save a life, you know?
Yeah.
Help somebody through a hard situation. Could be whatever.
And then the other thing about that too is kind of like, if there's no money involved, then like why are you helping people too? You know?
Yeah.
I was just like that. I think that same day, there was like this kid who was trying to like move a ball while they were on their bike. So at first he put it in his shirt, and I was just gonna like, I saw the whole thing like where I'm like, yo. He was like trying to get it to his dad, who was like across the street talking to somebody else. So put it in his shirt. I could see it was gonna fall out. Then he was like trying to get on his bike and like kick it across. And I'm like, yo, I could just get up and fucking. I'm not literally not doing anything. I'm just walking down the street, and I'm not like in a rush or anything. I could help. I could just drop it over. But it's just like, why am I helping? Like, what am I? What do I want out of this? You know? I just see this shit, and it's funny to me, and it's just it's just like this stupid little struggle where we could help each other out every day, but there's got to be time is money, right? Like that's what it always comes down to for everybody, in every situation, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're on your off day or you're on your free day, you can't help people because that's your time for your self-care, right? Like
Exactly.
so. And if you do help somebody, they're thinking about like, what do you want out of this, or like, why are you doing this? Why are you taking your time?
That's
out
why
of the day?
sometimes, like, when I have stepped in and helped people with shit, like even a simple thing. I remember I was walking, and I literally just saw this guy. He came outside. He's trying to smoke, and he couldn't find his lighter.
Yeah,
And I had my lighter literally in my hand.
yeah,
Right. And this all happened in about, I want to say, like 4 to 5 seconds. I noticed. I saw he was fumbling, and I was like, here.
yeah,
As I walked by him.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, here. And that was it. And I just walked away. I lit his cigarette for him. And I just walked away.
Yeah.
Right? But I wonder, I'm like, what was he thinking of that? Like, was he like, oh, that guy's nice. That's
Yeah.
cool. You know? Or was he like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
yo?
He's like, yo, was he watching me
What is
like
he
that?
watching
You know,
me?
like, yeah, yeah,
But yes, I was. Yo. I'm very observant. Yo.
yeah.
I just see what's going on all the time.
Yeah, and it's not in a way where I think people do so many things to like get praise, you know,
But yeah.
or to like, you can't do something selfless without there being that selfish element to
Yeah.
it of you getting the recognition for it or whatever.
I'm genuinely just a nice guy.
Yeah,
I hate it sometimes, but I'm just nice, yo. I really just, I feel like what it is, especially with just people, is like I can understand people a lot. I have that empathy, you know? So it's just like when I see somebody's in a bad mood or is fumbling with their fucking lighter or this or that, I always put myself in their shoes. It's like, if this was me, would I want somebody to help me out?
yeah,
You know? Something
Yeah.
simple like that. And it just it makes it a lot easier for me to do some of those things. But usually, if I am, it's because I have a relationship with you or you're a guy.
yeah.
I can't do it to the lonely ladies on the subway.
That's the problem. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
sorry, girls.
yeah,
You guys fucked it up. I'm just joking, but like, the world these days has fucked that up. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So, and I gotta protect myself at the end of the day because I don't need you calling me a creep for just checking on you.
yeah. You ever think about like you think that a girl might think you're a creep, and like by you not looking at her,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, I'm being a good person by
Yeah.
like not giving her attention because you can feel like other guys are giving her attention.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna look at her, so and she's gonna think I'm not a bad person or whatever. It's like, who gives a fuck? You know?
Exactly. At the end of the day, because you know why? No words have been said.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not going to be said. It's hilarious. It's just how things work. It's just funny. It's really fucking funny.
I was going out for a walk, I think like last month, and I was like recording shit, you know, just trying to like find shit to like record. And this guy stopped me and he asked me if I had like a couple bucks. He needed for bus fare, he needed to go fix his phone or whatever. Before I didn't even listen to anything. He
Yeah.
asked me for a couple bucks, and I don't. I just say no. But when I vividly remember, I brought change just in
Yeah.
case I needed to pick up shit. So I'm like, oh, I got change, and I don't like to like not give people if I know that I have it.
Same.
So I'm like, yeah, I got $2. So I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, have that. And he's like, you know, God bless you or whatever. Like, and then I was thinking about after, I'm like, because all the questions start coming in, like, is this legit? You know, was he, you know, is he actually? And like, how the fuck are you gonna get your phone fixed, but you don't have money for the bus fare? And it's like, whatever. The man asked me, he's like, you're not. He needs the money for something.
For
you know,
something,
for
yeah.
some reason. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then I was like, too, I'm like, the reason that I'm out today is like literally recording some like things, just my interactions with the world. And like, that was the thing that I didn't say like, oh, let me press record. I'm giving this guy this money, you know? And like, like, what are we doing it for then? Why did I give that money to that guy
Yeah,
for?
exactly.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. I do the same type
Yeah.
of shit. Yeah. Especially if I just have the change. I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Especially if I know you're gonna do some crack. Whatever, man.
It's like, yo, if that made your
Hold
day,
that.
if that made
Yeah.
your day, bro, that made your day. Like,
Yeah, hold that, man.
you know, those people who like, yeah, they drop the money and it's like, you better only use this for coffee or food. It's like, bro,
Bro.
you think that you think that man's gonna have a fucking Tim Hortons and his whole life is gonna turn
And he's
around,
like,
bro?
I think I should get a job today.
Finally, I got that double in me now. Now I can start.
Now I can work on my resume. Now I can start to approach all my childhood trauma.
You know, I'd be more I would be less surprised if the man bought crack and then wrote like a whole fucking screenplay. Than,
Exactly.
like, buying a coffee.
An award-winning one,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. About his like a whole memoir. You know what I mean? Like one hit of that shit managed to like open a whole fucking can of worms. You know?
Yeah.
Coffee's not doing that, bro. McDonald's isn't doing that.
Oh, and another. I'll give this. This is my final example of when I've tried to actually be that guy and help out a girl. This tiny white girl, bro. She walks on the bus.
The worst kind of people, bro.
Honestly, the worst. And she's probably like our age, like 28, 29, 30, something like that, right? And I don't know if the way she looked, it looked like she just got a place and this was her first time like getting groceries. Right? For her, this place. So she has like everything. She
Yeah.
needs to get the spices, the oil, all this shit, right? And she had like some other bags of stuff. And she was clearly struggling because when she got on the bus, it was like 2 trips to get all of the bags and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I see her, and she stays on the bus, and she gets off at the same stop as me. And I ask her on the way out, I'm like, yo, you're struggling.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, need help with some of these bags?
Yeah.
No, I'm okay. I'm all good. I'm good. Thank you. You lying,
Yeah, come
you
on.
lying ass
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
You know, come on, It's just like, it's
Like
simple
I
shit.
get it, you gotta have your fucking
I get
survival
it.
instinct.
Yeah,
okay?
I
Like,
get
come
it.
on, man.
I understand.
Yeah.
I could be a murderer. I
Yeah,
could just want to follow you home and this and that. But I'll just take the bags off the bus for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just something, because you're over here struggling. This girl's wasting everybody else's time hopping back.
That's the
on and
problem
off.
too. Yeah, if you're taking 2 trips on the bus, bro, like
I hate that. Because I'm one of those mans. Groceries is 1 trip.
yeah.
I'm not coming back up to the car to pick these up.
Nope.
And if I have to, I'm getting it later.
Yeah. Like it was literally not physically.
It was not physically
it was
possible.
Not possible.
I'm gonna get that when I smoke later.
Yeah.
Because and I'll forget.
Yeah.
Like that's the only time I'm doing a second trip, bro.
You happen to buy the fucking 24 or something of cans.
Yeah.
You
The
can't-
cans or the water
can't carry-
bottles.
yeah, awkward. Something awkward. You can't carry it. And
But I'm a man, bro. I'm throwing that pack of waters on my shoulder with my bags. The 6, 7 bags, and I'm holding all of them. That's me, because like I don't play those games,
Yeah.
bro. I do not play those fucking games at all. Fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, you want to wrap it up here for today? You have anything else you want to touch on?
I had something coming off that. I don't remember now.
Yeah,
I don't remember
okay.
it.
So we'll wrap the pod here for today. A little quick 1-2 pod with the boys. What was it? What'd you say? 2 guys, 1 pod.
Yeah.
Has that been a title yet?
We probably said it
feel like
when
we
we
said
did
it, but I don't know
the
if I
last.
did it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was a title though. Yeah.
I might run it for this one.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, man. Make sure you guys check out all the socials. Check out everything that is going on with us. Your video's almost done, so hopefully we're gonna be able to drop.
Look
that
out for
soon.
that.
We got. I haven't sent you the Lost and Munchie stuff yet, but me and Ian have been working on that. So I'll show you what those look like for your feedback.
Lots of things coming up.
Lots of things coming. But other than that, yo. Oh, and also we should probably go do one soon. One of these days.
Yeah.
Within the next like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some bread so I can spend. But yeah, other than that, guys, make sure you stay safe out in the streets. Try the mushrooms. Do the research on the mushrooms first.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that if this is something that you want to try it. Some people have gone a little crazy.
So yeah,
Small amounts.
Yeah, what I've heard, yeah, I guess, but like I've heard from what I can gather, like people have worse experiences with weed than they do
with mushrooms, right?
Yeah,
I agree.
I
agree.
And I get like honestly, like it could probably not be a great experience at a certain point, and then you get over it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not something where it's like, oh yeah, you're in bliss all the whole fucking time.
Not
No,
at all.
yeah,
But that's
part
why
of it too.
That's
yeah.
why I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that feeling of trash
Yeah,
and just assness.
yeah. Because the bad thing about weed, for me, being somebody who doesn't have those like bad effects about it, is you just feel good, and then you're like, okay, what do I want to do? I don't need to do anything. I could just fucking sit here.
Sit here all day and chill, bro.
Yeah. And so there's not that like I need to get over something and then feel like I did something, It's like it's just like, okay, I feel you get that dopamine. Whereas you don't you have to work for it with the
with the mushrooms.
Yeah, with the mushrooms. You got to earn
Once
it.
you get past those clouds,
Yeah.
woo, woo.
And then you see the clouds, you see the water, you see the trees, fucking anything, bro. The first time we did it, we saw the water, just the water running down the bricks on my house, bro.
It was crazy.
It was
bro.
nuts, bro.
It was like, it was like Van Gogh was just whipping shit off on a canvas. I was like, this is fucking art. Like, this is fucking crazy, bro.
Even the sound of the
Yeah,
water, like
yeah.
the rain fucking coming down.
Not even just Van Gogh. It was like Van Gogh, Basquiat, and Picasso were hanging out. And they were just whipping shit at Kevin's fucking bricks, bro. It's fucking crazy. It was a good time. But yeah, make sure you guys stay safe out there. We'll catch you guys in the next pod. 123 in books.